that was sent to us, and all the locations around the world on the 27th to be read in every location. So that's Dato' Ambiga. So I'll pass it back to Colin, and here's all the activities.
Thank you, Chong. Big round of applause for Chong. He's being very modest, huh? He's being very modest. This is the busiest week of his life. I'm not exaggerating that. He will explain why. So welcome again. Next up is, as Chong Pin mentioned in the remarks by Dato' Ambiga, we have a set of demands that BERSIH around the world have asked for from the government. The same, more or less the same demands we read off last week, but we wanted to read and remind ourselves what these are, again, why we are here, why we're doing this. So I want to invite up Rob and Lila,
Melanie.
and they will read off the demands for us.
Sorry.
Indelible ink must be used in all elections. It is a simple, affordable, and effective solution in preventing voter fraud. In 2007, the EC decided to implement the use of indelible ink. However, in the final days leading up to the 12th general election, the EC decided to withdraw the use of indelible ink, citing legal reasons and rumors of sabotage. BERSIH 3 demands for indelible ink to be used for all upcoming elections. Failure to do so would lead to the inevitable conclusion that there is an intention to allow voter fraud.
Demand number 4, minimum 21 days campaign period. The Election Commission should stipulate a campaign period of not less than 21 days. A longer campaign period would allow voters more time to gather information and deliberate on their choices. It will also allow candidates more time to disseminate information to rural areas. The first national elections in 1955 under the British colonial government had a campaign period of as long as 42 days, but the campaign period for the 12th general election in 2008 was a mere 8 days.
Demand number 5, free and fair access to media. It is no secret that Malaysians' mainstream media fails to practice propagated fair and objective reporting for political parties of all divide. BERSIH 3.0 calls on the EC to press for media agencies, especially agencies such as Radio and Television Malaysia, RTM, and Bernama to allocate proportionate and objective coverage of all political parties.
Demand number 6, strengthen public institutions. Public institutions must act independently and impartially in upholding the rule of law and democracy. Public institutions such as the judiciary, the Attorney General, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Agency, the police, and the Election Commission must be reformed to act independently, uphold laws, and protect human rights. In particular, the Election Commission must perform its constitutional duty to act independently and impartially so as to enjoy public confidence. The Election Commission cannot continue to claim that they have no power to act, as the law provides for sufficient powers to institute a credible electoral system.
Demand number 7, stop corruption. Corruption is a disease that has impacted every aspect of Malaysian life. BERSIH 3.0 and the Raya demand for an end of all forms of corruption. Current efforts to eradicate corruption are mere tokens to appease public browsers. We demand that serious action be taken against all allegations of corruption, including vote buying.
Demand number 8, stop dirty politics. Malaysians are tired of dirty politics. They have been a main feature of the Malaysian political arena. We demand for all political parties and politicians to put an end to gutter politics. As citizens and voters, we are not interested in gutter politics. We are interested in policies that affect the nation.
And we also have a BERSIH 3.0 special demand, and those demands are, this is BERSIH 3.0 demands. Number 1, the election committee must resign. Yay! And number 2, the electoral process must be cleaned up before the next election. Number 3, international observers should be allowed to monitor the polls.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Leela. So, any questions yet on why we're doing this and for what purpose? I think some people might have seen the news this past week that was revealed that even the election chief and deputy chief belong to a particular party. I'm not going to mention which party, but you can guess. And they're supposed to be independent, of course, and yet even the commissioners are affiliated with parties. So I think that's why we have these demands. Some of us have it on the back of our t-shirts, so yeah, I think we are all familiar with that. I cannot say how historic and how important this day is. You know, last year, of course, we did this event, and many of you were here, and that was important. But this year, because it's speculated that the government is going to call for general elections very soon, probably in the next 2 months or so, and yet with all these systems still being very corrupt, still very problematic, it was felt that it was necessary to have this event, necessary for us as Malaysians to come out and say, no, we want to have some corrections. We have some electoral reform before we can go ahead and have elections, because we're not even sure what we're voting. If any of you have tried to vote, I'm 45 years old. I've never voted in my life, my entire life, because I came here when I was 18 years old. So can you imagine? I've tried many times. Trust me, the LA embassy knows me very well. I've tried many times, and yet it's impossible. So one of the other things we're also asking is for overseas vote, that we count. We're still Malaysians, that we count. So that's one of the reasons we're here today. Is one of the reasons we're part of this. You might have seen the news. I just want to go over some of the main things. We had one event in KL last year. This year, they had a huge event in KL. Over 100,000 people, maybe even up to 200,000 people, all over KL, from Masjid Negara all the way up to Dataran Merdeka. They couldn't get to Dataran Merdeka, of course, it was closed off, but over 100,000 people in KL alone. Thousands more. There were 11 other cities all over Malaysia that held similar events all over Malaysia: Malacca, Penang, Ipoh, JB, KK, Kuching, Kota Baru, sure if you check up in your hometown, or probably there was one nearby. So at least over 100,000 people in KL alone, thousands more, all from Asia, all around the world. Last year we had 25 cities, 30 cities. This year, 35 countries around the world, 85 cities all over the world. 85 cities. And some of you might have heard how difficult it is. We're quite lucky. We got the permit first. We got the permit for BERSIH. We have to move it. We got a permit here. Quite easy for us, relatively speaking. In some places it was so impossible to organize. In Singapore, in the Emirates, in China, people had such a hard time to organize everything with the local government was coming down. So not just in KL, in other countries as well, and yet people came out. So you're part of an amazing number of people, easily hundreds of thousands of us around the world. In KL, of course, it was a big event, started